Om. Sahana bhavatu, Sahana bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahan, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam everyone.
Sai.
We are been studying the Purusha Suktam from Krishna Yajurveda, which within Krishna Yajurveda, among the section of Aranyaka, which is one of the sections of the Veda, the Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad are the four sections in the Vedas. So from the Krishna Yajurveda, in the Aranyaka section, which is the third section, of which the branch is Taittiriya. In that, there's a third chapter, which is the Tritiya Prapataka. Within that, we were looking at the 12th Anuvaka, which we had already completed, which consists of the 18 mantras. And now we are looking at the 13th Anuvaka, which consists of 6 Anuvakas. We have already looked at 3 mantras, and today we'll continue with the other 3. With that, the Purusha Suktam comes to an end. So we will start with the 22nd mantra in the total, that's the 12th Anuvaka and 13th Anuvaka put together. There are 24 mantras, 18 plus 6. So the last 3 mantras we'll look at today, which is 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Okay. With that short, just to provide some context of what we are going to study. So I will start off with the mantra.
I think we have to start from 20, mantra 20. We did up to 19 last time.
We have already learned.
Yeah, 19th was the last one we did.
So that maybe number may have been wrong, sister, but...
we did 19, 20, 21 last
yes,
class.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sisters. So 22nd is what we are going to do. Yo... 1 second. Yo devebhya atapati. Yo devanam purohitah. Purvo yo devebhyo chatah. Namo ruchaya brahmaye. Yo devebhya atapati. Yo devanam purohitah. Purvo yo devebhyo chatah. Namo ruchaya brahmaye. Yo devebhya atapati. Yo devanam purohitah. Purvo yo devebhyo jatah. Namo ruchaya brahmaye. In terms of pronunciation, things you should keep in mind are yo, devebhya. Ub is the fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be aspirated. Bhya, okay. Bhya, okay. Yo devanam prohita, no aspirated consonant, so any difficult consonants. Purvo yo devebhya, again the b comes. That's the fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be aspirated. Devebhya jata. Namo ruchaya brahmaya. No difference, no difficulties there. We will look at the sandhi split. We'll split the joints. Okay, sandhis. The first word is yo, which is actually yaha, because the yaha becomes yo because of sandhi. So yaha. Devebhyaha is the next word, but the visarga gets dropped because of sandhi. Okay, devebhya atapati, no change. Yaha has become yo again because of sandhi. So the original word is yaha. Devanam prohita, no other change. Purvaha has become purvo again because of sandhi. The visarga has become o, purvo. Yaha again has become yo, so yaha. Devebhyaha is the original. Devebhyo because of sandhi, jata. Purvaha yaha devebhyaha jata. Namaha has again becomes namo because of visarga becoming o due to sandhi. Otherwise, the other two words, there are no changes. Okay. So yaha devebhyaha atapati, yaha devanam purohitah, purvaha yaha devebhyaha jatah, namaha ruchaya brahmaye. Okay, that is in a pada form, word to word form. That's a mantra. Now we will look at the meaning. Yaha. Yaha means who. Who, not from a question perspective, but whoever does something, So who. Devebhyaha. Devebhyaha. Devaha is one singular, means God. Devaha means many gods. And then fourth vibhakti is devebhyaha. Okay. Fourth vibhakti of the singular is devaya. Plural is devebhyaha. So to the devas. Okay. Who to the devas. Atapati. Okay. Atapati is a verb which is present tense word. I have given the meaning as brings luster, removes darkness. That's the meanings. The verb comes from the root word tap, tapa. Tapa means to heat something, to make something burn. All those meanings come from word tapa. Okay, tapas also comes from that only. Tapas means to yearn for the Lord. That's also tapa. Okay, yearn with that knowledge. Yearn for the knowledge is tapa. Tapa is heating up ourselves, that kind of meaning. Tapa. So tapa means light, heat, whatever produces light and heat is tapana. So atapati means to bring it. Is the upasarga, what is attached in the front, which basically talks about anything which is bringing to be brought close to you, one person. Okay. Atapati means, so that means who to the devas brings luster to them. Okay. He brings luster to them. Through that process, he removes the darkness also. So Deva, the word Deva itself means people who shine. Deva means whoever shines is called Deva. Div, that's why sun is called Divakara, means one who brings light, does light to the world, Divakara. That means he creates a day. The dawn comes because of the sun. Okay. That process of sun dawning is Atapati. When the sun rises, there was darkness. The sun sends the light to us. Then as we get to the top of the day, we start burning with heat also, because that light is heaty. Okay. That process. So whoever gives light to the devas. Okay. That's what. Yaha devebhyaha atapati. Okay. Then the next word is Yaha again, who Devanam, means Devanam, whatever belongs to the Devas. That's the sixth vibhakti or sixth noun form. Okay. Who of the Devas, Purohitaha. So because in English the sentence structure has to be Yaha Prohitaha Devana. Who is the Prohita means general meaning is Prohit, means some priest. Okay, general, that's the meaning. So Yaha Purohit, so he is the priest for the Devas. Okay, so sacrificial priest, which is the general common meaning which all of us give. So I put that also there. So one can ask for gods, if Purusha, we are talking about the Purusha, Supreme Lord. So what sacrifice is he performing? Who is he doing puja for? A normal priest can do puja for gods. So how can the Purusha do Purohita, work for Devas? You can ask this question. So what it means is Pura, okay, Hitaha. Puraha, Hitaha. There are two words which form the Purohita word. Hita, I don't know, we have looked at it before. Something which is beneficial. Something which is beneficial is called Hita. Okay. So Hitaha means one who is a benefactor, who does good things to you. Benefactor, well-wisher. Okay. So Purahita means who is the foremost. You can't find anyone better. So the Purusha is the foremost well-wisher. You can't find anyone who thinks, who wishes good for you. That kind of thing. So even for the gods, who is the well-wisher, benefactor, Purohita. Purvaha. Purvaha means before. Okay. Purvaha means before. It also means like Purva Paksha means something which happens before. Okay. Purva. Yaha, who. Devebhyaha means from the Devas. So that means I put the word as from the Vedas. What it basically means is who is before from the Vedas, the Devas. So who was there before the Vedas? Okay, prior to the Devas. Okay, Jataha, manifested. So that means who manifested himself before the Devas were manifest, came into being. He was born before the Devas, if you want to put it in simple word. Who was born before the Vedas? Devas. Okay. Namaha, salutation. Ruchaya. Ruchaya is the fourth vibhakti or fourth noun form of the word Rucha. Rucha means one who gives light. Okay, one who gives light. So the one who gives, or the one who himself is light, who spreads light, Rucha is another name for even sun. Okay, who gives light. So we bow down to a salutation to that Rucha. To that Rucha, our salutation. Brahmaye. So Brahmaye comes from the original It's also fourth noun form, fourth vibhakti of the word Brahmi. Brahmi means who is the, say Brahman is another word by which we say Supreme Lord. Brahmi is talking about that principle, that supreme divine principle. So, salutation to that supreme divine principle. So, what this mantra is doing is, our salutation to Rucha, our salutation to that Brahmi, that supreme divine principle. What is that principle? It is told, who is the one who grants light to the Devas, who is the Purohita of the Devas, and who was born before, manifested before the Devas. So that's what this mantra says. So it's a salutation mantra. You describe that Lord whom you are saluting, and then you offer your salutation. So that is this mantra. Okay. So I will have an excerpt from Swami's discourse. We'll go through it quickly. Having accepted that Agni is generated by the power of the Ritviks, we should ask ourselves about the process by which the Ritviks generated fire. We know that the Ritviks had the power to generate the fire through the mantras and through the constant contemplation of God. That is why Ritviks, Agni and Purohit have also got the name Bharata. You may like to know the significance of calling the Ritviks by the name Bharata. The justification for calling the Ritviks by the name Bharata is that at the time of generating the fire, they are thinking of God in many ways and concentrating on God. Since they are completely merged with God and enjoying the bliss of divinity, they are called Bharata. In this context, our Shrutis have taken the three words Bharata, Bharata and Bharati. It doesn't come through clearly. Bharata, Bharata and Bharati, and I've synthesized the three names with Ida, Saraswati and Bharati. The reason I picked this up is for the word Purohita. Okay? Because Swami has used Purohita along with Ritviks and Agni. And who is the Purohita, as you can see, because the justification of the Ritviks by the name Bharata is that they are always thinking of the Lord. Okay, since they are completely merged with God and enjoying the bliss of divinity, they are called Bharata. So the real Purohit, as a person, priest, is someone who is continuous. That's why they are called Purohita, because they are doing something very beneficial. So there can be no one in this world who is beneficial than the person who is always thinking of God, who is always merged with God, and is always enjoying the bliss of divinity. Such a person is Purohita. Such a person is a priest. Just to highlight that, I took this because I could not find any other discourse with explaining Purohita. I felt that this is bringing to light properly. Because that's why Purusha himself is called, because he is always engrossed in that supreme principle. Okay. So anyone who wants to become Purusha or go towards the Purusha has to be in that thinking of that Purusha. That's the most elevating thing, and that is the most beneficial thing in this world. Okay, so we'll go to the next, another excerpt also I have. Because the word Brahman has come, so I thought I will pick that up. Somebody else. Or somebody is asking what is it. Brother Kumar is asking what is it. Brother, we will defer that to another time because maybe I did not want to cut that off. But because Ida is another form of mother. Okay. Ida, Saraswati and Bharati. These are different names for mother goddess Saraswati. She's called Ida, Saraswati and Bharati. They are slightly different in terms of it's the same principle. How it comes through in different ways is explained by Ida, Saraswati, and Bharati. Because these are three different names for Mother Saraswati, different functions she performs. Okay, different principles associated with it. So if you say Ritvik, Agni, and Prohita, when you're doing Yajna, okay, so that itself, Yajna itself is called Bharata. That is why India was called Bharata, because it is a land of sacrifice, always worshipping the Lord. Okay, so that is Bharata. That process is Ida. What we describe now is actually Ida. Okay, Bharata is Ida. This act of what we discussed now, which is generating, to thinking of God, completely merged with God, and enjoying the divinity. That is Bharata. That is Ida. I hope that's good enough for now. But if you want to read the 1974 summer showers are the best resources for anyone who wants to learn more. So with that, I will go to the next excerpt, because I try to cover what is Brahman. Okay. In all statements in the Vedantic texts, the Upanishads, the familiar and easily recognizable expression Brahman is the one that is mentioned and elaborated. In the direction one should meditate by becoming serene. The object of meditation is therefore the entity indicated by all this is verily Brahman. Okay. One should meditate by becoming serene. Okay, so to do meditation, we have to become serene ourselves before we do meditation. Okay. The object of meditation is therefore the entity indicated by all this is verily Brahman, and not the individualized I. Okay. So what Swami is saying is, whatever we see around us is all Brahman, not the individual I. See, many times we think, I am God, I am Atman. But Swami is telling, all this is verily Brahman. That attitude has to be cultivated. When we say I am Brahman, it is nothing to do with the individual I. So small I, we think it's a separate one. It's not that. Okay, so that's Swami is explaining the Brahman. The word Brahman, that's what it means. All this is verily Brahman, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, is the axiom with which the Upanishad's exhortation to meditate starts. The Vedic revelation is that the cosmos or creation is Brahman, for it originates in, is sustained by, and merges into Brahman. It is not distinct or separable from Brahman. When viewed without the twin distortions of like and dislike, love and hate, all forms, all effects, all causes are experienced as Brahman only. Because the Purusha Suktam itself is only talking about this. When we go back and look at it, it says everything came from the Lord. In all the suns, the moons, the Lord gods, different things are parts of the same Lord. The different varnas belong to. So as you can see, Purusha Suktam itself is describing everything in this world as one aspect of that one Lord, Purusha. So which is what Swami is saying is Brahman. Okay. And our meditation on God should start from that point where we see everything as divine. Okay. We will go to the continue. But when the vision is affected by love or hate, each form, each effect and cause appears different from the rest. Hence the advice to meditate after attaining serenity. When feelings are calm and balanced, the many are experienced as the one. An agitated mind can never have a single vision. It runs along contrary lines, so it experiences the world, nature, and the cosmos as separate from Brahman. Such vision creates division. Serene vision reveals unity. As the vision, so the impression, the view of the world. The head of the family is only one person, but each member of the family views him from a different point of view. So he's addressed differently as father by the son, husband by the wife, father-in-law by the daughter-in-law, grandfather by grandson, and elder brother by his younger brother. The one is thought of in many forms because of the variety of relationships assumed. So too, seekers and thinkers who are in various levels of awareness and attainment express and experience the one in different forms and ways. The attitudes of approach and adoration also cause differences in the experience of the one. Some identify and posit the individualized Atma, Jivi. Some adore the active, all-knowing, almighty God, Ishvara. Some concretize the all-pervasive energy, Shakti. And others have as their goal the cosmic person, Purusha. But the individual or embodied Atma cannot claim omniscience and omnipotence as long as it is bound by its self-imposed ignorance and egotism. It cannot know and experience the all-pervasive, all-comprehensive Brahman. So I thought, it will be good to understand when we say Brahmaye Namaha, that's the last mantra, last section of the mantra which we just studied. So what is that Brahma? Swami says it's an all-encompassing Brahman. Though individuals may see I am Atman, which is Jivi, or Ishvara they may worship, or they may say worship Shakti. But the cosmic person, Purusha, is an all-encompassing principle. So to that we bow down. So when we say chant the mantra Brahmaye Namaha, we should be able to experience in our life, look at everything as that Brahman, a part of that Brahman, an aspect of that Brahman. Okay, so that is what the Purusha Sukta, this mantra, teaches us. We will go to the next mantra. Yes, sister.
Saira, can you, is it okay for you to explain the last sentence there, please, before we move on to this one? It's a good one, but I don't want to miss it. Yes, as long as it's bound by its self-imposed ignorance and egoism, it cannot be.
So to become, even to chant that mantra Brahmaye Namaha, Swami says we should not be bound by egoism or ignorance. Thinking that we are the body, we are an individualist person, we are separate from God. These thoughts will not help us even to chant that mantra. Okay, so we should become serene, as Swami says. We should become calm. We should not see anything or anyone as different. Only from that point, you can know, you can start to understand or experience that all-pervasive, all-comprehensive Brahma.
Yeah, but before that sentence, it says Atma cannot claim omniscience and omnipotence. Yes. That means we are powerful within ourselves. We are knowledgeable. We shouldn't be claiming.
So the thing is,
as omnipresent and omnipotent.
Because sister, there is this Aham Brahmasmi principle, which means I am God. Swami tells us always believe that you are also divine. Okay. When we say we are divine, we cannot equate ourselves with Brahman. Because we don't know everything. We don't have omniscience. We don't know everything in this world. We don't have omnipotence. We are not all powerful. We can't create this world. Okay. So at our level, what we can do is to become serene. Okay. At an individualized level, when we think we are an individual, see, I'm GV. Many people say I'm God, so I don't have to pray to anyone. That's a very foolish concept. When Swami says you know that you are divine, that's at the individual level, we don't have omnipotence and omniscience. We will never.
Yes, I got it now. Thank you.
Okay. But it takes us to a state of being divine in nature, which is good. A person who is capable of seeing everything as divine, that is the extent to which we can go. We may never become omniscient, omnipotent, no, that is not the God. So that's what Swami says. But we have to get to that point where we should be able to see everything as a part of that Brahman. Okay, so the Lord will take care of all problems. Even if somebody is bad, we say that person also is part of God, but God will take care.
Okay, good.
So that calms us down.
Yes.
We don't get agitated by it. Once you know that that person is also being controlled by the Lord, we will not become agitated. When we are not agitated, we are calm. At that point in time only, we can start praying to the Lord. Okay, so that's what Swami is saying. I hope.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I hope. Mucham Brahmam Janayantah Deva Agre Tadabruvan Yastvaivam Brahmano Vidyat Tasya Deva Asan Vashe. Rucham Brahmam Janayantah Deva Agre Tadabruvan Yastvaivam Brahmano Vidyat Tasya Deva Asan Vashe. Rucham Brahmam Janayantah Deva Agre Tadabruvan Yastvaivam Brahmano Vidyat Tasya Deva Asan Vashe. In terms of pronunciation, there is no aspirated consonants in the first line, in the second line, and in the third line. So it should be one of the easiest mantras to chant. We look at the sandhi split, okay, word split. Rucham, Brahmam, Janayantah, no difference, no change, no sandhi effect. Devaha has become Deva because the Visarga gets dropped because of sandhi. But the original word is Devaha. Agre. This Tadabruvan is made of two words, Tat and Abruvan. The It becomes Id, and then Id plus A becomes Da. That's how you get Tadabruvan. But when it's split, the two separate words are Tat and Abruvan. Yastvaivam is made of three words, Yaha, Twa, and Eva. Okay, Yaha plus Twa become Yastva. Twa plus Evam, A plus A becomes Tvaivam. A plus A becomes I. Okay, that's how we get Tvaivam. Yes, Tvaivam. That's the combination of all these three words. One split, they are Yaha, Twa, and Evam. Brahmanaha has become Brahmano. That's a Visarga has become O because of Sandhi. Original word is Brahmanaha, Vidyat. Tasya, no change. Devaha, the Visarga gets dropped because of Sandhi. The original word is Devaha. Asan, Vashi. Okay, so not too many changes due to Sandhi in this mantra. We'll look at the word-to-word meaning. Rucham. You already looked at Rucha. Rucha, I said, radiance, shine, light. So Richam is that ability to shine, light, radiance. Okay. Brahman. Again, Ruchaya Namaha, Brahmaye Namaha, we looked at just now. Okay. So Brahman is supreme divinity. Janayantaha. Janayantaha is it's a noun, but it's made from a verb. So generating, the creating. Okay. The supreme, it is all addressed to as an object. These all words are Rucham is an object. Brahmam, Janayantaha. Okay. Regarding that, okay, that kind of meaning. Deva, Janayanta means the post one who created, one who is creating. Okay, that kind of meaning. Janayantaha. Or who is generating also we can say. Devaha, that means all the gods. Devaha, plural, devas. Agre. Agre means in the first place, in the beginning. It's the seventh vibhakti of the word Agra. Agra means primary, first. So Agre means in the first place, in the beginning. Tat. That is that. Okay. That tat is that. Abruvan. Abruvan to say something, call out to somebody. Okay. So what happens, it says, is all these devas in the beginning, during the time of creation, said this about this Rucham, about this Brahma. Okay, the devas in the first place, while the world was being created, said that about the radiance and Brahma, to which we saluted. Okay, what did we said Ruchaya Brahmaye Namaha, we have said. So now this mantra is explaining what the devas said about this Rucham and Brahma in the beginning. So what did they say? Yaha, who, Twa, you. This is second vibhakti. Tvam is first vibhakti. Twa means you from as an object. Okay. Yaha, Twa evam, you alone. Evam is alone. So only. Brahmanaha means Brahman. Brahmana is Brahman. Vidyat knows. Okay. Who knows you alone as Brahman? Tasya, his. Devaha, all the gods. Asan will be or as are. Okay. Vashe, in their control. So what the mantra says is, Devas are telling this, oh Lord, whoever knows you alone as the Brahman, in his grip, in his control, all the Devas are. They say we will become under their control. Vasham, Vashe means in their Vasham. Tan Vasham means you bring it in your control, in your grip. So a person who knows the Lord, this Purusha as Brahman, all the Devas will be in his control. This was stated by the Devas when the creation was happening. So a person who knows the Lord as the Rucham and Brahman as the Purusha and understands that all gods will be under his control, under such person's control. But that's what the Devas said originally. So the process of learning and understanding the Brahman can grant a person that much of power, if you want to call that all the gods will be doing as that person commands. Okay, he will be able to call on any god to do anything. That is what Devas themselves have said. So we'll now read an excerpt from Swami's discourse. Meditation. Meditation does not mean sitting in Padmasana, cross-legged posture, with eyes closed in contemplation of God. This is physical, worldly activity. No doubt this is also needed. But true meditation lies in unifying the mind with God. Just as milk and water cannot be separated, likewise the mind once merged with God cannot be separated. An iron ball cast in fire will become one with it. Likewise, your love should become one with divine love. This truth is contained in the Vedic dictum Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman himself. Some people contemplate on God for a limited period in the morning and evening. This cannot be called meditation. Sarvada, Sarvakaleshu, Sarvatra Harichintanam. Contemplate on God at all times, at all places, and under all circumstances. Perform all tasks with your mind firmly fixed on God. That is true meditation. Thinking of God for a limited period cannot be termed meditation. That is only part-time devotion. Part-time devotion confers only part-time grace. You should have full-time devotion in order to attain full-time grace. So that Nama Brahmaye is, I bow down to the Brahman means we have to start looking at God at all times, at all times. That is what that mantra means. Through that one becomes Brahman, that the person itself will become Brahman. That's why Swami is saying once you go into fire, you also will become fire. Once once a milk, water is mixed with milk, that has also become milk. So once we start thinking of Lord at all times, we will also become Brahman. So once we become Brahman, all gods are under that person's control. That's what this mantra talks about. So that's the reason I picked this. So knowing means knowing that Brahman, knowing God as Brahman means this. At all times, at all situations, everywhere, thinking of the Lord without a break. For such a person, so that is why Swami has nicely explained what is knowing that Brahman. So I thought I will just pick that up. Okay. So now we'll go to the next mantra, which is the last mantra of Purusha Suktam. Hriischa te lakshmiischa patnyau aho ratre parshve nakshatrani rupam asvinau vyattam ishtam manishana amum manishana sarvam manishana. Hriischa te lakshmiischa patnyau aho ratre parshve nakshatrani rupam asvinau vyattam ishtam manishana Amum manishana sarvam manishana. Hrishchate lakshmischa patnyau aho ratre parshve nakshatrani rupam ashvinau vyattam ishtam manishana amum manishana sarvam manishana. You look at the pronunciation aspects. Hrishcha te laksh. That uksh is cerebral sh. So if you can pay attention to that, cerebral sh means the tongue should point, tongue tip of the tongue should point upwards. Lakshmischa patnya aho ratre parshve, no aspirated consonants. Naksh, again naksha, the ksha means cerebral sh. Nakshatrani rupam. Ashvina vyatam, no aspirated consonants. Ish, again the same ish coming, cerebral sh. Ishtam manisha, again cerebral sh. Manishana, amu manishana, sarva manishana. So mainly in this mantra, all sh is there, cerebral sh. So pay attention to that if possible. We will, otherwise there are no aspirated consonants. We'll break down the words. Hrihi cha becomes hrischa. The visarga becomes ish because of sandhi. So that's how you get hrischa. It's originally it's hrihi and cha. Te, no difference. Lakshmihi cha becomes lakshmischa, same as hri. The visarga becomes ish because of sandhi. Lakshmihi cha patnyau, no difference. Ahoratre parshve, no change. Nakshatrani rupam, no change. Ashvina vyatam, no change. Ishta manishana, amu manishana, sarva manishana, no sandhi impact. Okay. We'll look at the word-to-word meaning. Hrihi. Hrihi is goddess of modesty. Hrihi is another word for Hrihi is lajja. People who know Telugu, they will know what is lajja. In Tamil, I think acham madamai, these are considered qualities of women. People don't understand the meaning of this. If anyone wants to know what is modesty, they should read Dharma Vahini of Swami. So goddess of modesty means the quality which a woman possesses of certain submissiveness, non-ostentatiousness. That quality is called Hrihi. Okay, so we'll read and then we'll come back to discussing it. So Hrihi is the goddess of modesty. Cha is and. Te means your. Lakshmihi, goddess of wealth. Cha means and. Patnyau. Patnyau means two wives. Patni is singular, one wife. Patnyau means two wives. So this mantra says, goddess of modesty and goddess of wealth are two of your wives. Okay. So then the question will come, so how can Purusha is all encompassing? So where are the wives? Where's the place for wives? We are talking about Purusha. Purusha is all encompassing. Everything in this world is Purusha. So where are these two wives? Are they outside this? That's the question which we'll ask. So in this case, Patnyau means when we say Patnyau, there are two qualities we should say. That's the way to take it. Many people, once it's translated, will say, oh, Purusha is, he had two wives. It is not, not from a worldly perspective. Patnyau is two qualities or two powers which are already part of that Lord, Purusha. There's no separate. It's like Shiva Shakti, half of Shiva is Shakti. It's like that. Okay. So this is also part of the Purusha. So what is this Hrihi and, Lakshmi? If you look at the world, all the wealth in this world is Purushas, gods. Whether it's knowledge, whether it's money, material objects, everything belongs to the Purusha. So this entire wealth which God has given is His. Okay, all this is His. But He's very modest. God doesn't tell, everything belongs to me. You don't even know that God exists. He's so submissive, so modest, that people have forgotten that even God exists. People can even argue, even when people say there's no God, the God doesn't do anything about that. That quality, even if somebody says you don't know anything, smilingly being humble, being modest, that's a quality for Purusha. So that is ultimate modesty is God. We can walk on God, we can call Him anything, He will not do anything. That is that Purusha. So the sound Hri is very important. That's why in some of these Shakti mantras, they will say Om Shreem Hreem, Shri is Lakshmi. Hri also is another mantra which we chant, which is this. So even if we possess with all the wealth, the knowledge, money, whatever, all the 8 types of wealth, the Lord possesses all of them, but He is still very modest. Okay. Aho Ratre. Aha means day. Ratra means night. Day and night. Parshve. Parshva means a side. Parshve means 2 sides. So, day and night are the 2 sides of Him. 2 aspects of Him. Okay. Day and night are 2 aspects of this duality. In this duality itself is one each of His side. 2 parts of Him also you can say. Half of is one, half is the other. Day is one, night is one. Both together is Him, the Lord. Nakshatrani means stars. Nakshatra means stars. Nakshatrani means all the stars. Ru. Yes, sister. Somebody is asking a question. Aruna was 271.
Sorry, brother, it's a mistake.
Okay, sir. Nakshatrani, Rupam, all the stars. Nakshatra means, what is a star? Nakshatra means Nakshatra. That means that doesn't hurt. Kshatra means weapon also, it doesn't hurt. And it does not decay. That's a star. Okay, star is that which does not hurt, does not decay. Okay. Rupam, Nakshatrani Rupam, that is his form. So his form itself is incapable of hurting, or it does not decay, one meaning. But we also can say Nakshatrani, if you look at the stars are, the millions. That is his Rupam. That means its entire universe is his form. All the stars belong to his form. Nakshatrani Rupam. Ashvinav means the Ashwini twins. It's a 2. Number 2, Ashwini, Ashvinav. So Ashvinav means twins. Ashwini twins. Vyatam. Okay. They are the open mouth or jaws. That is the simple meaning. Vyata means that which opened. Okay. That which is opened is Ashvinav. God is all embracing. Okay. Vyata means that which is spread everywhere also. Okay. The God is present as this Ashwini. This Ashwini also symbolizes the duality in this world. In this world, there's Sukha, Dukkha, everything is dual. They come as twins. Okay? And that is everywhere. So the same Purusha is spreading himself, expanded himself as his jaws. The entire life is about these two jaws coming together. There's always this fight between good and bad. So good and happiness and sorrow. So there's always back and forth. This is the way the world functions. Okay? So that they see. Okay? That is that Purusha. Ishtam. Ishtam means whatever. Ishta Devada is also, Ishta Devada means the Lord whom you worship, who you pray to, you like. Ishta means what you like also, wished for. Okay? Ishtam means that which is worshipped also, is Ishta Devada. In this context, that's what the meaning is. Ishtam Manishana. Amum Manishana, Sarvam Manishana is the meaning. So, whatever worshipped for, Manishana. So, we are asking Purusha, may you bring to mind repeatedly. We are asking help of the Lord to bring the Ishta Devata to our mind again and again, continuously. Ishtam Manishana, because we know that we may be incapable, but the Lord can make that happen to our mind. Man Ishana. Mana means to remember. Ishana means again and again, repeatedly. Okay. So we're asking, make that happen. It's a request. May you bring to our mind Ishtam again and again. Okay. Amum. Amum means this. So whatever we have described, this Purusha, this principle, this truth, Amum Manishana, let this principle be brought to our mind again and again. That God is everywhere. God, everything belongs to God. We are asking that Lord to help us. That's why Swami already said, continuously meditate. So this prayer is to asking the Lord to help us meditate on Him all the time. Amum Manishana. Sarvam Manishana. Sorry. Sarvam means all. Who is those? In all its form, Brahman in its form, let it come to our mind again and again. Please make it happen. So these are the three prayers. Ishtam Manishana, Amum Manishana, Sarvam Manishana. What are asking? This Hricha, modesty, Lakshmi, wealth. You are the one who is the Pati, who is the consort of these two. And day and night are nothing but two different sides of you. All this duality which is expanding everywhere is nothing but yours. Okay? So let us remind ourselves. You remind this to us. Please remind. So you can say Manishana means please remind. Remind is the best meaning for Manishana. Please remind. So with this prayer, the Purusha Sukta comes to an end. So you can see we have described the Purusha in all his aspects, all his glory. And then ultimately we are praying, bring this thought, bring this teaching, bring this knowledge again and again to us repeatedly, so that we are on constant meditation of you. So that is the essence of Purusha Sukta. One last excerpt of Swami I will read. The river of human life meanders along through many a valley, leaps over many a cliff, loses itself in many a marsh, and seeks to empty itself in the ocean of divine grace. Through what happens is, it falls into undrinkable expanse of salt. The flood flows from the heights to the depths. Only the flames of fire do ever rise from the depths to the heights. That is why we say Jnanagni, the fire of wisdom or realization. Man suffers because he has developed hunger as vast as the sky, without a throat as narrow as a needle. So, with a throat as narrow as a needle. His throat must become as vast as the earth. His heart must blossom wide through the Shanti and Sahana. That is through equanimity and fortitude. Then the desire of man for full, lasting, undiluted Ananda can be attained. Once a being has evolved into man, there's no relapse for him into lower forms of life. For man alone is capable of viveka and vichakshana, discrimination and wisdom. When he suffers, he worries why suffering has become his lot. He concludes that the cause must be sought not in the vagaries of God or the whims of others, but in himself. If not in the present life, then in the previous lives. Man alone can analyze his mental reactions and feelings and draw conclusions therefrom. There are millions of stars scattered all over the firmament, but we have only darkness at night. During day, the sun, which is a minute dot of light when compared to the most of those stars, give us brilliant illumination. The reason is the stars are far, far away, but the sun is near. The star of Jnana is far, far away. We do not bring it near, nor attain nearness to it. We are content with the dusk that information, skill, scholarship, and intelligence provide. We do not seek the magnificent vision that intuition clarified by sadhana can confer. I picked this up just to remind ourselves that why Nakshatra Rupa means the Lord is so far also. As long as he is far, we will not benefit. But sun, which is a very small star, when it dawns, there's enough light for us. So the same way, by reminding of the Lord again and again, who is far, we will be able to bring him near, or we take ourselves near to the Lord. And Purusha Suktam itself is meant to show that. To be able to see the Lord in everything, to get to that, we have to think of him often. And we need God's help for that. And through that help which we get, we should be able to see God everywhere. So whether we do any sadhana, we go for bhajan or whatever, every time we go, that should remind ourselves that God is everywhere. We should be able to see God everywhere. And that sadhana is the essence of all Upanishads. And Purusha Suktam explains it in very nicely. And it's considered a very auspicious prayer for us to learn and chant and contemplate on. Through that process, we will be able to draw near us, God, Brahman, or take us closer to the Lord. So that's in a nutshell, Purusha Suktam. I hope I've been able to do some justice to it. With it, this comes to an end. I will stop here if there are any questions. Yes, Brother Kumar.
Yes, brother, the last mantra, if you can go there to the last mantra, that the Ahoratre, in the meaning side, the next page.
Yes, brother.
It's Ahoratre. Is there another meaning other than day and night?
No, not to my knowledge, brother.
Okay.
Ahas means day. Ratra means night. Our Ratre Also can means at all times. Okay. The day and night I want to pray to you. That's the general usage, brother.
Oh, okay. That is that the people wants to pray the supreme day and night. That's what it means in this.
Exactly.
Okay,
Because
because
that
I
means
was I was taking the other way, that Purusha is day and night. It doesn't make sense to me because Purusha has no, I mean, it's a light, right?
The Purusha is day and night also, brother.
Because the concept of day and night comes to us. See, when you're sitting on earth, when the sun hits, it's day, but the other, when sun goes, it's not that sun goes. We are rotating, so we become dark on the other side. So it does not mean sun gone anywhere. It's there. It's just unfortunate. We are on the other side because the earth rotates, right? So from that concept only, I was thinking, because how come day and night? I always had a problem with the way the God created the world in the world in 7 days. That's a very I mean, for me, it's a very ridiculous concept. But I find day and night, that was I was thinking, is it something to do with Seventh Adventist who are coming with this idea? Because that is completely wrong, and it has been discarded even by science. Even some of the current Christian faith, they say that is not right, the way it's picturized. So that's what I was thinking with the day and night. And the one last thing is, in the same one, what the nakshatrani, right?
Yes.
That's what we call the nakshatram, right? In Tamil.
Nakshatrani is plural, brother.
Okay, nakshatrangal means nakshatrangal.
So nakshatrani is akshatrangal. Yes.
Oh, so that's the stars, celestial eyes, those which do neither hurt or decay.
Yes.
I don't want to go there, but I don't. Anyway, we know.
I know the science thinks they are decaying.
No, we know stars die, and it can hurt you. Stars, the sun can hurt us. We are lucky that we have an atmosphere, so we are not hurt. But if you're in the moon, we'll be gone into, I mean, if you expose our body, we'll be gone, from the radiation, right? That's again, you could say, Rucham, from the radiation can kill you also. So if you expose your body, so
it's a very good question, brother. See, the thing is, when you look at it from a limited perspective, you think it has hurt or killed. If the sun, even if it burns something, it is not hurting. From our relative understanding, it is hurting. But actually, it has not destroyed any of the atoms. It is reconstituting the atoms.
No, that is true. That is true. No, what I'm saying from our life perspective, yeah.
Yes. So, but we are looking at a very limited, you see, once we have a limited view, we measure everything based on our body and what belongs to us. Then it looks as if we are. See, when we die, God has made us die. Has He killed? No. You'll say the Atman, nothing has happened to the Atman. Nothing has happened to even the elements which constituted your body. So, what they are telling is, even when the night is there, we are able to see the night. That means the light which is Atman is still present even in the night condition. See, if you open and look at your eyes, you look at darkness, someone is able to see the darkness. Externally, yes, it is dark. In the dual world, it will be dark. But there's an Atman which is able to see that. So with which light are you able to see darkness? That is Brahman. So, yes, but even the stars, they will say there's a black hole, the star dies and it pulls everything. But in the Atmic vision, nothing has happened. Nothing is lost. Yes, the light is lost. Now it looks like a black hole, exactly opposite of whatever the physicists may say. But in the Sanatana Dharmic concept, for the rishis, nothing has changed. It has reconstituted itself into a different energy form. So the thing is, when we say look at saw night, that means to see you need light. So with what light did you see darkness? So that means there's still light. That light will always exist. So when the Vedic rishis say light, they talk about the light with which you see. So people, how do you see darkness? That is the question which the rishis have. So that's why they say they are able to see darkness also as God. The Dirgha Tamas, one of the great rishis is called Dirgha Tamas. That means the long, so he was completely dark. So to see darkness also you need light. That light is a real light, and that's Brahma, not the sunlight. Sunlight is an external phenomenon. So that is why darkness is nothing but another aspect of sun. The only thing is we are unable to perceive those frequencies. The human eye is unable to perceive the frequencies, but the frequencies of light frequencies exist. But they are beyond our perception. This is what the rishis said. Otherwise it will become a long physics discussion, brother, but I will just...
I'm not going to go there, but I'm not talking on. I just, I don't want to say
No, there are enough discourses, Swami, talking about this, on this concept. What the rishis call light is not the light which we say in English. So that was my point, but I think we'll just leave it for now.
Yes, please. Okay, thank you.
Sairam.
Sairam, Aruno.
Yes, Auntie.
Even the negative and the positive, everything is part of Purusha, right?
Yes, everything.
He is everything in all. Yeah.
Yes.
And thank you for that explanation for Kumar's question. Thank you.
Sairam. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti. Sairam, everyone.